Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Dr. Tashambi Speaks. I am Dr. Tashambi. I want to thank all of you all for listening to my videos and liking and sharing and subscribing to my channel. And to those of you who have not subscribed to my channel, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, click that bell icon, and every time I create a video, you will be notified. I do want to remind you all that Nursing Detroit is an amazing Facebook community. We are growing by leaps and bounds. There is so much information inside of Nursing Detroit. We have classes. We have classes for you to be able to think about other streams of income that is being offered. And so what you want to do, every wise person knows, I can remember being told you need money coming from 7 different ways. And so we are definitely living in a time where you need your money to come from more than one way. And so in Nursing Detroit, there are platforms, classes that you can sign up for where you can receive amazing coaching, and it will in turn enable you to be able to, if you want to, come off of that 24/7 operation that you might find yourself in. And in some cases, that is a job. So with that being said, just remember, Nursing Detroit is a Facebook community. You do have to request for admittance. It is a very easy process, and you will be happy that you did. For those of you who are on even years, I've said it before, just make sure that you have your contact hours when it is time for you to apply for your nursing license. Keep those nursing license and make sure you keep your contact hours in a secure place. So if you are abstracted, you will be able to easily send the information to the Board of Nursing that they are requesting. So now I do want to talk to you all about something. If you notice, I am saying congratulations to everyone who has acquired some form of degree in nursing. It could be LPN, RN, your DNP, your PhD, your master's. I am saying congratulations to everyone who has made a major accomplishment in your life. With that being said, I do want to talk about being coachable. The past couple of videos I have talked about being under the tutelage of a preceptor, looking at the role of the preceptor and what you can expect when you are working under the tutelage of a preceptor. Now what I want to focus in on is I want to talk about the ability and the importance of being coachable, the coachable nurse. That's what we're going to talk about. So let's define, what does it mean to be coachable? What does it mean to be coachable? When we talk about people being coachable, what we are talking about is being coachable means that you are ready to do what it takes to change, transform, improve, or excel. Whatever that means for you and your team, your coworkers, you are capable of being easily taught and trained to do something better. So as nurses, because we operate inside of a profession that is guided by research, things that we did 15 years ago, we don't do those things anymore because we have conducted research, and that research has positioned us to know that there is a better way to do things. And so with that being said, every nurse really should be coachable. Every nurse should find themselves in a situation where they are willing to transform, they are willing to improve, and they are always ready to excel. So as a new nurse, what you want to make sure you have is a beginner's mindset. And what that means is you have an attitude of openness, eagerness, and lack of preconceptions when learning a subject or a topic, even when learning at an advanced level, just as a beginner that in that particular subject world. So what that's saying is it's good that people bring experience to the table, but I've heard people say plenty of times that they would rather have a nurse that has no experience at all and when they're orientating them than one who does, because sometimes they're not able to let go of past practices. And that can be difficult when you're precepting someone and you have a particular time frame that you're working with and you need to download a lot of information into this person, and you can't even begin to get to the information that you need this person to learn without constantly hearing them talk about how they used to do it and how we did it and how when I worked at my other hospital, we didn't do it that way. Those are things that can become obstacles and barriers. And so when you are under tutelage, when you are in orientation, one of the things you want your preceptor to be able to say about you is that you are coachable. This mindset is key for being coachable, being able to let go of the past to a degree. Some things we do need to bring forward, and some things we need to just recognize that we're in a different place, we're in a different role, and those things may not be relevant at this particular time. So you want to make sure you exhibit, you want to make sure whatever learning experiences or feedback you provide more likely are to land in the intended place that it needs to be in. So what that's saying is that the things that you learn when you are in orientation, you want to make sure that you take those things and that those things land properly in your mindset. So when you find yourself in a situation, you're able to take that information that you've learned from your orientation and apply it to a particular situation. Coachable people are passionate about their goals, development, and success. So when you are passionate about your goal, you go through the orientation process with the mindset of this is as being such as this is what I need to learn in order for me to get where I need to get to. It's not about trying to prove that you know more than the preceptor knows. That's not what the role is for. In the particular role of being a preceptor or preceptee, you want to make sure that you are paying very close attention to the information that's being disseminated, because they are letting you know the things that you need to know in order for you to be successful in your new role. Coachable people have that beginner's mindset, and a beginner's mindset is described as having an attitude of openness, as I said earlier. You don't come into your preceptorship with a lot of preconceived ideas. And guess what? When you have a coachable mindset, this even goes into when you are practicing in advanced roles. Masters, nurses who are working on their master's degree, they have to have a coachable mindset. After all, you're going to be writing a thesis. When you write a thesis, you sometimes have to have people that guide you through that process. You do a practicum, and so you have to be coachable when you are completing your practicum. Nurses who go back and get their D&Ps, they have a project that they have to put together. So when you're putting that project together and you have a chair and you have committee members, people who are working with you, typically they're not being paid. When these people are working with you, you have to have a coachable mindset. If they ask you to make a revision to your writings, if they ask you to make your sentences sound more scholarly, if they ask you to get a more up-to-date article, or you need more articles, you have to be willing to do it. I can remember when I worked on my dissertation, when I got all the way to the end thinking that the guy was going to sign off and allow me to go and defend, he indicated to me that he thought that I needed to get research articles to support the statistical analysis method that I chose for my dissertation. And I'm telling you, when I thought I was at the end, I was so just devastated when I found out I had to go back and I had to get more research articles. And in the end, actually, I ended up with 85 research articles in my chapter 2 that I had to analyze. But you know what? I did it. I did it. It was painful, but I did it. Even when you work on your PhD, you have to be coachable. They could read your writings. They could say this is not scholarly. They could tell you that we need you to revise. I revised so many times. And you know what? Every time they send my dissertation back and tell me I needed to revise, it could be 50 things they wanted me to restate or reword. You know what I said? Thank you for your feedback. And I went on and I did what they asked me to do. So being coachable is not just being coachable in orientation. Being coachable is being coachable in nursing. Can you imagine as a nurse and you get a job maybe as a manager of a nursing unit? You have to be coachable to the manager who's going to be precepting you. You have to be coachable to the administrative director that may be over 5 or 6 other managers. People really don't have time to convince people that what they're telling them is right. You have to be willing to trust the people that you have submitted yourself to. You have to be willing to trust the organization that you apply to. So do your research on the front end and look at the outcomes that is affiliated with this particular organization. Try not to go into a place where you feel as if you have to go in correcting and fixing everyone, because what it'll do is it will cause you to look as if you are a person who is not coachable. Coachable people, they demonstrate humility. Coachable people understand that they don't always have the right answer, but they are willing to admit it and ask for help and continue to learn. We are in a profession as nurses where we are lifelong learners. Why? Because things are constantly changing. Research is constantly being done. And when that research shows that the outcomes for our patients can be high level and quality outcomes, you can best believe the practices that we do right now, they are going to change. I'll give you a good example. When we started using computers, scanning medications, everyone knows that there was a time we did not do that. But when the research hit and the research indicated that people made less medication errors when they scanned the patient and scanned the medication, every hospital, every healthcare organization got on board with it. So I just want you all to think about this. Healthy people, coachable people are healthy. They have good self-esteem. Okay, that means that they take criticism and they apply that criticism, that constructive criticism. They apply it to the development rather than seeing it as a personal attack. And so in my conclusion, I just want you all to know, even in my closing, as I would say, you don't want to feel as if coaching is someone attacking you. Coaching is someone who wants you to be your best. So when you go out and you're on your own, you have information that can help you make the right decision at the right time. So I hope you all learned something from listening to this video. I do want you all to just take heart, pass it along, pass it, forward it to your friend, share it to your friend, share it on Facebook, share it on your Twitter, Instagram. Just share the information out, because we are literally graduating thousands upon thousands of nurses during this time of year. And I am so sure that there is someone that will benefit from listening to this video. For those of you who have questions and you want me to make videos to address your questions, you can send your questions to drtashambi@gmail.com. And also, you can follow me on my Instagram at Dr. Tashambi Speaks as well. And I thank you all for listening to my videos. And once again, shout out to everyone who is acquiring a degree in this season.